A very, very warm good morning to each one present here. On behalf of Dr. Radhakrishnan Sahodaya School Complex and of course the Pentecostal Assembly School family, I would like to welcome each one of you on this day here for the inter-school declamation competition. I extend my warmest welcome to the founders of this institution, Reverend Dr. D.N. Prasad and Mrs. Rita Prasad, our Chief Academic Officer. Thank you for being with us. We move forward under your guidance, and I extend my welcome to you. And of course, this morning it is our great privilege to have such esteemed dignitaries in our midst as our judges. I would like to welcome Mrs. Chandrima Ray. She is no stranger to us. Our association goes long back and even longer than I have been a part of this institution. Ma'am, so much of welcome is extended to you, and we hope that it will be an interesting day for you as children speak. And once again, a warm welcome. I extend my welcome to Mr. Shantanu Sen Gupta, GM Finance of Bokaro Steel Limited. Sir, thank you for being with us this morning. Thank you for accepting our invitation, and I hope that we will have a great time together today as children speak. And of course, my welcome to Mrs. Sheila Roy Sharma. Ma'am, thank you for agreeing to be a judge for us. I can't think of anyone better to judge this competition today. My welcome extends to all the 14 participating schools this morning. Thank you for being with us here today, and all the escort teachers, and of course, dear children, thank you for being here, and this day is meaningful with your presence. My own students of the Pentecostal Assembly School here, I welcome you, and all the teachers of the PAS family. What a meaningful day it is as the world celebrates, observes Human Rights Day. We are holding this declamation competition. Students of class 6 just presented that beautiful rhythmic dance to the tune of The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel. But if we are all silenced, who will speak up? This day is not just about competing and your oratory skills. This day is for us to think. What does human right constitute? And how important it is that we have our voices to speak for ourselves and to speak for those whose voices have been silenced. So with the theme behind me here, the theme for this year, dignity, freedom, and justice for all, without any exclusion. Here's hoping that as you, dear children, come up on stage and share your views, that each of us will be challenged in our thinking, and that we would step up not only for our own rights, but also for the rights of others.
Today, you all are seated here. Do you know why? Because you know what are your rights, and you know that you deserve them. Good morning to one and all present here. I am Simran Kant, the school vice captain of the Pentecostal Assembly School. A great philosopher, Immanuel Kant, once said that it doesn't matter if a person is rich or poor, educated or uneducated, weak or powerful, as each and every human has worth and they deserve dignity. This dignity can only be provided if we provide them their basic human rights. In this world, we all may have different opinions, different thoughts, but we have a common goal, that each human being present on this planet should get their rights. And if as a society we fail to do so, if we fail to provide it to even a single person, then we fail to give him a healthy life, we fail to practice humanity, we fail to create a humanitarian society. Small as a peanut, big as a giant, we are all the same size when we turn off the light. Rich as a sultan, poor as a mite, we all worth the same when we turn off the light. If we all are equal, then why can't we give the same rights to everyone? At last, I will like to quote the statement of Voltaire. I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend your right to say it. Thank you.
Education is the movement from darkness to light. Good morning to one and all present here. Today, on the occasion of Human Rights Day, I am here to deliver a speech on the topic, we realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced. In the name of God, the most beneficent, the most merciful, dear brothers and sisters, do remember one thing. Malala Day is not my day. Today is the day of every woman, every boy and every girl who have raised their voice for their rights. There are hundreds of human rights activists and social workers who are not only speaking for their rights, but who are struggling to achieve their goal of peace, education and equality. Thousands of people have been killed by the terrorists and millions have been injured. I am just one of them. So here I stand, one girl among many. I speak not for myself, but for those whose voice can't be heard, those who have fought for their rights, their right to live in peace, their right to be treated with dignity, their right to equality of opportunity, their right to be educated. This is what my soul is telling me. Be peaceful and love everyone. Dear brothers and sisters, we realize the importance of light when we see darkness. We realize the importance of our voice when we are silenced. In many parts of the world, terrorism, war, and conflicts stop children from going to schools. We cannot all succeed when half of us are held back. We call upon our sisters around the world to be brave, to embrace the strength within themselves and realize their full potential. Dear brothers and sisters, we want school and education for every child's bright future. We will continue our journey to our destination of peace and education. No one can stop us. We will speak up for our rights and we will bring change to our voice. We believe in the power and strength of our words. Our words can change the whole world because we are all together, united for the cause of education. And if we want to achieve our goal, then let us empower ourselves with the weapon of knowledge and let us shield ourselves with unity and togetherness. Dear brothers and sisters, we must not forget that millions of people are suffering from poverty, injustice, and ignorance. We must not forget that millions of children are out of their schools. We must not forget that our brothers and sisters are waiting for a bright, peaceful future. So let us wage a glorious struggle against illiteracy, poverty, and terrorism. Let us pick up our books and our pens. They are the most powerful weapons. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Education is the only solution. Education first. Thank you.
No one outsider can rule us inside. With this, a very warm morning to all. Myself, Riya Jha from Dr.Karuna Prasad Public School, Rani Pokhar. Today, I came here for delivering my speech on the given topic. There are certain truths in this world which are universal, like we realize the importance of our voice only when we are silent. This quote is written by a world's youngest Nobel laureate, Malala Yousafzai. By her saying, she means that when the entire world has been silent, even one voice becomes powerful. This is not just a saying, she has proved it. On her 16th birthday, this Pakistani educated activist spoke on the United States on the equal right to education for girls across the world. Education is the right for individuals everywhere, and it is so important to have a strong leader such Malala to remind the global community that how wide an impact even one person can have. In an interview of cable news network, Malala told, "I didn't want to be silent because otherwise they were going to kill us. So it was a better idea to speak and then be killed." By her thought and determination, she became an international sensation, splashing the front page of countless news outlets across the world. Global leader and entertainer realized to support Malala and her efforts to fight for Muslim women on the right to education. In early September, Malala, while addressing the United States General Assembly, told, "Dear sisters and brothers, we realize the importance of light only when we see darkness. We realize the importance of voice only when we are silent. In the same way, when we were in sweat, we realized the importance of pens and books. The power of education frightens those extremists. They are afraid of women. The power of voice of a woman frightens them." Thank you.
Words may inspire us, but action creates changes. A very warm and pleasant good morning to all of you present over here. This is Ashi Bhardwaj from class 9th going to deliver you a short speech on the topic, we realize the importance of our voices only when we are silent. When we want to talk and say something, we never have to write words to speak, isn't it? Yes, but we are silent. We know what to say, but can't. A quote said by Malala Yousafzai says it all, that we realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced. Our voices are so powerful, and people don't notice them until they are too late to say anything. Our voices can be so powerful. When you're not allowed to speak or voice your option, you realize how powerful your voice could be when heard, but you can't express this voice inside. When you're silenced, you feel powerless and not important. But when you're free to speak, you can speak and express everything that you want to. I agree with the statement said by Malala because I think it's extremely important to say what we want to say, when we want to say it, rather than wish we did. Your voice is so powerful and you need to use it wisely. You need to be speaking up for what you believe in. To be an advocate for what you believe in does not always mean that it's easy. Sometimes you may not have a right to speak and express, but for that you have to work upon that. You have to raise your voice, and at last you're just only left to think about what to say. Malala Yousafzai stood up for what she believed in and paid up the consequences, and now everyone knows her who she is. She has also won a Nobel Peace Prize for her speaking, and now everyone knows who is she. At the last, but not the least, I would like to end up my speech with some points that are said by Malala. One pen, one child, one teacher, and one book can change the world. When the whole world remains silent, even one voice can become powerful. Education is education. We must learn everything from it and choose the right path to follow. Education is neither Eastern nor Western. It is human. I raise up my voice, not so that I can shout, but those without the voices can be heard. We can never succeed if half of us are held back. If one man can destroy everything, why can't one girl change it? Last one is the most important in my point of view, because for a student, it is the most important quote said by Malala. Let us pick up our books and pens, my dear friends. They're the most powerful weapons in the world. Thank you for your patient listening. Have a nice day ahead.
A very good morning to respected judges, dignitaries, and my worthy opponents. Although we are here to compete, I sincerely hope that my voice would be heard. And I don't want to be silenced, at least for the next 3 minutes. A single voice at the right pitch can bring an avalanche. Voices are so powerful, and we all know it. The slogan of Angrezo Bharat Chodo has brought down the mighty British Empire. But we seldom realize the importance of our voices and opinions, and almost never the responsibilities that come with it. So let us think, what is voice? Simply saying, our ideas and opinions in written or oral form is voice. And what is freedom of voice? Freedom of voice is the ability of a person or a community to share their views and opinions without any fear of legal sanctions or censorship. But is that it? No. Freedom of voice is a right, a fundamental right of every individual as well as community. It is very important that without the freedom of voice, our voice is almost useless. Thankfully, we the people of India and people in most of the countries enjoy this right. But does that mean we know the importance of it? Does that mean we value it? No, right? In fact, most of us have never thought of it. So, let us just give it a thought today. Let us take a local example. Suppose there are many students in the class. They are asking their teachers the doubts for the clearance of the concepts. They are helping each other in their homework. But some of the students are shouting, laughing, and gossiping in the middle of the class and disturbing the whole class. Then the teacher announces that from now on, none of them is allowed to utter a single word from their mouth. And if they dare to do so, they would be punished. So what do you think will happen now? Of course, there will be pin drop silence in the class. But is that it? No. From now on, none of the students would be able to ask any doubt to the teacher or to help each other in their homework. It is not right. So what do we observe? We have seen that as long as the students were enjoying this right, they were misusing it by creating disturbances in the class. And by the time they realized its importance, it was already too late. We must take the responsibilities of this right upon our shoulders and we must not misuse it. Otherwise, we must be ready to face the worst consequences. A timid but confident girl in the middle of a rugged desert once raised her voice to get educated. The Taliban tried to put down her voice in many ways, but her voice resonated around the globe and reached to every single person on earth. Any guesses who the girl is? Yes, you are right. She is Malala Yousafzai, a 2014 Nobel Peace Prize winner. And I wholeheartedly agree to the statement made by her that we realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced. Thank you very much, everyone.
I'm Laiba Osmani from Chinmaya Vidyalayam, and today I'm here to address the citizen of the world's largest democracy, where right to freedom of speech and expression is the fundamental right. So, how many of you have ever been depressed, deprived, abandoned, or ignored? Well, all of us must have been through this atrocious phase at least once in our life, the most normalized terminology of 21st century. Being humans, we have the propensity for taking things for granted. Why is it so that we only miss the sun when it starts to snow? Many can argue that it wasn't our choice to be silent, but rather the demands of the society. Because we laugh, we joke, and we chatter, but we cry in silence. Your silence will not protect you. Being a proud woman myself, I can say it is especially true for all the ladies who are constantly preached at to be a lady, who is free to be pretty and polite, responsible and nice, elegant and shy, timid and can cry. But if she dares to speak her mind, the whole society goes, oh my. History has proved that women have been the victims of the most inexcusable human crimes. Though a myth that follows is that men are only responsible for all the crimes happen to the women. So may I ask, of course if you don't mind, that a gender that makes up the 50% of the human population was forcefully degraded to a status of passive citizens. If women won't tolerate the injustice, no injustice can be done against them. But here's the twist. As women, we love to compromise, be the epitome of sacrifice and adjustments. For what? To prove what? Our courtesy? Our womanhood? We only realize the importance of our voice only when we are silenced. I repeat, we only realize the importance of our voice when we are silenced. We do not care if it is not us or our beloved ones who suffers, but as Nelson Mandela told, the chains on one of my people are the chains on all of them, and the chains on all of my people are the chains on me. So here I am today to voice out, to stand for all the people who have been deprived of this privilege to speak, who were silenced. Because when we reverse roles from audiences to victims, we realize the true poignancy.
we realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced. So let's break the silence. Thank you very much.
Good morning to one and all present here. I, Samaira of MGM Higher Secondary School, am here to present a speech on the provided topic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished members of the Norwegian Nobel Committee, dear sisters and brothers, today is a day of great happiness for me. I am humbled that the Nobel Committee has selected me for this precious award. Thank you to everyone for your continued love and support. Thank you for the letters and cards I still receive from all around the world. Your kind and encouraging words strengthen and inspire me. I'm also honored to receive this award together with Kailash Satyarthi, who has been a champion for children's rights for a long time. I'm proud that we could work together. We could work together and show the world that an Indian and a Pakistani can work together to achieve their goals for children's rights. Education is one of life's blessings and one of its necessities. That has been my experience during the first 17 years of my life. But things did not remain the same. I was just 10 when 400 of schools shut down. Women were flogged. People were killed. And our beautiful dreams turned into nightmares. Education went from being a right to being a crime. Girls were completely stopped from going to schools. When my world suddenly changed, my priorities changed too. I had two options with me. One was to remain silent and wait to be killed. The second was to speak up and then be killed. I chose the second option. I chose to speak up. So now, my dear people, let's speak up. Let us become the first generation. Let us become the first generation that decides to be the last that sees empty classrooms, lost childhoods, and wasted potentials. Let this be the last time that a child is seen in a factory. Let this be the last time a girl child is forced into early child marriage. Let this be the last time a child loses their life in a war. Let this be the last time a child is deprived of education. Let this end with us. Let us begin this ending today, together, right here, right now. Let us begin this ending now. Thank you.
Do not spend your energy in talking, but meditate in silence. And do not let the rush of the outside world disturb you. Respected jury members, dexterous teachers, and my worthy opponents. Today, I, Akriti Mishra of Standard 9, welcome you all and a heartiest good morning to one and all present over here from Guru Gobind Singh Public School, Sector 5, Bokaro. Today, I stand before you all to speak on the topic, we realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced. Supreme truth can be realized only when we are silenced, as words cannot explain that. The road to self-realization begins with silence. Silence is the true teaching. It is the perfect instruction. suited only for the most advanced seeker. The others are unable to draw full inspiration from it. Therefore, they require words to explain the truth. But truth is beyond words. It does not admit of explanation. All that is possible to do is to indicate it. Silence is the most potent form of work. The Guru is quiet and peace prevails in all. However vast and emphatic the scriptures may be, they fail in their effect. His silence is vaster and more emphatic than all the scriptures put together. Silence also helps you to realize your strengths, your weakness. It allows you to connect your inner self and bring self-improvement. In a nutshell, we all know that the tongue is responsible for hurting others, feuds and wars, and it is also responsible to induce jealousy in others and feelings of hate. So naturally, when it comes to keep in check, it will not produce these outcomes. Self-control and silence are the signs of a mature and thoughtful person. That is why silence is said to be a saintly attribute and cannot be achieved by everyone. Silence is life. Silence is not defeat. The nature does not talk or shout. The sun and the moon only shine. The stars twinkle. The trees whisper. The rivers and the seas just sing. To gasp in amazement in the comprehensibility of the nature of the universe, we have to listen to the waters of silence. We have to be still and we have to listen. At last, I would like to sum up my speech by saying few words. In this mechanized world, the whole human race is running behind the materialistic things. This is the need of the hour to realize the importance of our voices only when we are silent. Thank you, everyone.
A very warm good morning to one and all present here. I am Jennifer Shine from Bokaro Public School, going to represent a speech in front of you. A quote given by Malala Yousafzai says it all. We realize the importance of our voice only when we are silenced. Silence is a place beyond creation and creator, beyond life and death. As you practice silence, slowly you can become silent. Always remember, the silent you are, the more you are able to hear and understand. Do you know the power of a silent? First, you will remain ahead of your competitor. Second, you will achieve ultra focus. Third, you will know yourself much better. Fourth, you will know others' intentions too. But the question arises from here, when to be silent and where? Be silent in the heat of anger, because when you are angry, you yourself also don't know what you are going to say and do. Second, be silent when you haven't verified the story. Third, be silent when you haven't verified the story. Third, be silent when you don't know all the facts. Fourth, be silent if your word would convey the wrong impression of you. Your voices are so powerful. People do not notice them until they are too late to say anything. We need to be an advocate for what we believe in. As a healthy human being, we all are blessed with the ability to speak. Some people speak out their day, some people use their voice to teach. But others use their voice as a way to help others. As you can see in student life, we can relate. Many of us hesitate to ask our doubts in school. We stay silent because we think our friends will make fun of us. Probably they will make fun of us, and the impression we are having in front of our teacher that will low down. But as that passage of a time passes, we regret. We say, I wish I had asked that, so I wasn't seeing this kind of results today.
Speak up, build confidence. Your voice has power to change your life. And our voices are so powerful that it can even lead to revolution. It's just you must be able to voice your opinion and respect the voice of the other side. You should be willing to educate yourself and know what it is you are dealing with. Accept no one's definition of your life. Define yourself and speak only when you feel your words are better than silence. Okay? And the next one is here. We go with it. Never stay silent when you see something wrong is happening. If your voice has a power to ruin one's life, it also has a power to recreate many lives. It just takes one voice at a right pitch to start an avalanche. When you find the courage to use your voice, it has the ability to positively inspire and change the life of others. When the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful. Do you know, education is very important. If we don't get education, we can go on a wrong path. First, we should to learn everything and then choose which path to follow. Education is neither Eastern nor Western. It is inhuman. One teacher, one child, one book, one pen can change the whole world. Let's pick up our pens and pencils. They are the most powerful weapon. I raise up my voice not so I can shout, but those without a voice can be heard. Dear sisters and brother, it's our duty. We must work, not just the politician. We all need to contribute. And I'm going to conclude my declamation with a beautiful quote that is, the only way to find your voice is to use it.
A very warm and cheerful good morning to one and all present here. I, Sabina Parveen of Standard 10A from Mithila Academy Public School, Sector 4E, Bokaro Steel City, feeling privileged to be here. Today, I have been given the golden opportunity to express my views and opinions on the topic. We realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced. Great people said, think once before saying, think twice before writing, and think thrice before doing. Self-realization and importance of voice is very essential in our life, and trust me, they work. The girl with a voice. Everyone is born with a voice, yet there is a choice on how one chooses to use it. Some decide to speak up against the uprooting terror, while most stay silenced in fear. We, my generation, are provided with technology at our fingertips, in which we type the words we are too afraid to say. It is the modern way to hide behind the world's reality that is slowly creeping among the young faces behind the screen. We, my generation, do not make use of our voice, gifts that could potentially conquer our troubles. Instead, society praises certain individuals who rise upon us, all to fight for a significant change. There are people known as leaders to the modern world, and I strive to be one myself. One in my particular gave me my purpose in pursuing the biggest leadership role when I discovered her powerful message. Malala Yousafzai. She is a 17-year-old girl born in Pakistan. She uses her voice to protect and provide women's educational rights. Her journey began in Pakistan when Taliban began banning women from getting the educational opportunities throughout the country. Her journey began in Pakistan, we know, okay? Then she had to face several problems and difficulties throughout her journey, but she did it. Malala detailed on why she is speaking against the Taliban when she quoted, "We realize the importance of our voice only when we are silenced." Her voice and actions impacted lives around the world. I would like to say that self-introspection and retrospection help us to realize our days. Remember, core voice is the voice to God. Whenever we feel intolerance, we must raise our voice up. Life is not too long, but it must be lived with dignity and honor. At last, but not the least, I would say that challenges are high, dreams are new, the world is out waiting for you. No, dare to dream, dare to try. No goal is too distant, no star is high. Thank you and have a cheerful day.
I, Saurabh Kumar Pandey of class 9A, Delhi Public School, Chas, Bokaro, going to deliver a speech on when we realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced. We realize the importance of light as we see darkness. We realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced. Said by Malala Yousafzai. Taliban luckily survived was the person who did the impossible, who converted little children's dreams into reality by providing education to them, hosting several campaigns, all in a peaceful manner. She is a true idol for the one who thinks he or she is hopeless and helpless. However, everything that an individual thinks have meaning. Every hope, every dream or moment of happiness. None of it matters as you lie bleeding out on the battlefield of your very own life. None of it changes what a speeding bullet does to a body. After getting shot, we all die. But does that mean that our lives were meaningless? Does that mean that there was no point in our being born? Would we say that for our great freedom fighters or unsung warriors? What about their lives? Were they meaningless? They were not. Their memory and respect for their work serves as an example to us all. The courageous fallen, the anguished fallen. Their lives have meaning because we the living refuse to forget them, and as we raise our voice against the wrong, even at the cost of death, we trust our future generation to do the same for the sake of dignity, pride and glory. To rise against the evil, to rise against the wrong. All that it matters is to keep moving forward even after death. To always be on the side of goodness, forgiveness and the path of righteousness. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Because one should choose to die for freedom rather than being a trapped soul in his temporary body who can't even raise his voice because of his undying fear. According to Srimad Bhagavad Gita, doing wrong to others and yourself is a sin. But seeing the wrong and not raising your voice against it is a bigger sin than that. Being selfless and putting our services before ourselves is what makes the true human. Being selfless and putting our works before ourselves is what brings us the true joy. Because when a person has something important they want to protect, that's when they become truly strong. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.
Why hide and suppress yourself when you are born to shine? So a hearty good morning to all of you present over here, honorable juries, respected teachers and all my dear friends from various schools. It's Anu Sahu from Sardar Patel Public School, and today I'm going to present a very fascinating declamation on a very powerful quotation given by a wonderful young girl. The quotation is, "We realize the power of voice only when we are silent." So this wonderful girl is so powerful that she raised her voice for the rights of women and girls, and even got shot by a bullet. Yes, you heard me right, got shot by a bullet. So let me tell you a story of a 11-year-old girl who was very passionate about learning. But unfortunately, a barrier came into her path of learning and said, "You are not allowed to study anymore," because she was a girl. But she didn't listen. She raised her voice in media for the rights of girls and women. And one day, when she was on her school bus, two men came and asked for her name. She stood fearlessly in front of them and said, "Yes, it's me." And they cold-hearted men shot her. It was only her who was struggling and fighting for the injustice and wants to learn, wants the study, wants the education. But if you think that she kept quiet after that, then you are wrong. Because now she roared much louder than before. She is Malala Yousafzai. the only person, the first person, the youngest person to win the Nobel Peace Prize for the peace. Imagine if this great personalities like Malala and many more, such as Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Aung San Suu Kyi, and many more wouldn't have raised their voices, then what will be the world today? Remember, legends are not born, they are made. And like that, life is like a good book. The further you get into it, the more it begins to make sense. And how can we forget our country, India, the land of cultures, which is full of such personalities like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Jyotirao Phule, and many more. And even in the struggle, the freedom struggle of India, we have seen so many great leaders, great personalities rising in our country, realizing the importance of voices. So at last, I want to conclude that don't wait for a chance. Be that change that can change the whole world. So thank you.
When the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes so powerful. A very warm good morning to one and all present over here. I am a student of class 9 from ARS Public School. And today I have got a golden opportunity to speak in front of you all. The topic of my declamation is quite hot and important. That is, we realize the importance of our voice only when we are silent. When we want to talk and say something, we never have right what to say. But when we are silent, we know what to say it all. Our voices are so powerful, but people don't notice them until they are too late to say anything. We need to be an advocate for what we believe in. As healthy humans, we all are blessed to speak out their voice to teach, but others use their voice as way to help others. Voices are our option. We realize how powerful our voice is. Good if heard, but we can't express and not important. But when we are silent, we feel so powerless and not important. But when we are free to speak out, we say everything we wanted to, but could not. Our voice is so powerful. We need to use it so wisely. Imagine you are born in a poor family. Then it's very simple. You know the importance of money and education. Similarly, there are thousands of social workers and public activities. They are not only speaking for the human rights, they are also struggling to achieve their goals, peace, equality and education. There are thousands of people who are killed by the terrorists and millions have been injured. I am speaking about this particular term, terrorism, not only to shout. So, those who without voice can hear, dear brother and sister, I am not against anyone. Neither I am here to take revenge against anyone. I am here to speak out the rights of education of each and every child, including myself too. Dear brother and sister, we realize the importance of light when we see darkness. We realize the importance of voice only when we are silent. In the same way, where there is a terrorism, we realize the importance of books and pen. The wise one said, the pen is a mightier than a sword. Yes, the terrorists are afraid of books and pen. The power of education frightened them. The power of women's voice frightened them. That's why they are killing off innocent women and blasting schools every day. Because they are afraid of changing of peace and equality that we are bringing in our society.
Now, let's the imagination stop. But in reality, we are having our voice. But though many people are not speaking for just their country. Now, let's pick up our books and pen. They are our most important weapons. One child, one book, one pen, and one teacher can change the world. Education is the only solution for changing our world. Thank you and have a very cheerful day.
The sole meaning of life is to serve humanity. A very warm welcome to everyone present over here. My name is Vaibhavi Gunjan of class 11 from Delhi Public School CHAS, and today I am here to deliver a speech on the topic to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. Nobel Prize winner Nelson Mandela once said, to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. With this statement, he not only wanted to convey this message of the uprising social issues of justice, but also wanted us to understand these evils and to deplete them completely from the society in order to have a society full of freedom, justice, and humanity for all. He is a symbol for human struggle against injustice and racism. He was desperate to demolish discrimination in order to revive a society full of humanity for all. He was a man of culture. We are all humans, the most beautiful creation of Almighty. We all share the same air, land, water, and the nature. Have you ever seen the nature questioning us about our color or nationality? Of course, no, because we are all the children of our beautiful Mother Nature. We all stand same in her eyes. It's just the sick thinking of people with no ethic, moral, or just lack of proper education who loves to discriminate each other into different segments of caste, creed. It's so unfortunate that we can see humans but no humanity. We, as the good citizens of our beloved nation, should be aware and make others aware about their basic and fundamental rights. It will be such a great step towards securing our humanity. Human rights are like armor. They protect us. They are like rules because they tell us how to behave. They are like time. They treat us all in the same way. They are like nature. They can be violated, but still they are like spirits. They cannot be destroyed. We, man, have a great and long existence in this world, and as we live for a short lifespan, still we are responsible for many wrongdoings against the other humans. It's the high time man should learn lessons from the nature. In every walk with the nature, we receive more than what we seek. It's just us who loves to divide each other. So let's be together and serve humanity for all. None of us can alone change our nation or world, but every one of us can create a difference to demolish discrimination from our world. Let's get started in order to demolish discrimination and lead a life full of humanity for all. Thank you and have a great day.
Let me start with an example or imagination. Just imagine, everybody, whoever is listening me, just imagine that you are trying to speak against the government and the government does this. What it did? It snatched my rights to speech. That's human right. A very warm and pleasant good morning to one and all present over here. My name is Amitesh Raz and I am representing Bokaro Public School here. Today I am going to say a few words on human rights and it's linked with humanity. What are human rights? Human rights are those special preferences that we have been given through nature and we call it from the state or government. But why do humans have right? I never have heard about an elephant right. Have you heard of? No, because we are advanced, we are civilized, we are the most extreme advanced civilizations on this planet. We define the planet. That's why we demanded some special preferences in our life. Human rights have roots of origin, to very our amazement. It has its roots to India. You can take an example of 5000 BC earlier. There is a book called Rig Veda in which human rights were introduced. From that, it went through all the Western countries, Greece and Rome, and now all over the world recognizes it. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights adopted a principle of human rights in 1948, and now human rights is all around the world. But do you think that it's working? I don't think so. Let me give you a few fresh examples. All of you must be familiar with Afghanistan and Taliban. Previous year, it's about previous year. Previous year, Taliban, an Islamic terrorist state, captured Afghanistan. They snatched away the rights of the people they killed. Recently, they took the rights from the girls for education, from the education. Nobody came in front. Not India, no China, no US, no UN. Nobody. Because we don't bother. Because it's not from our country. But we should think that it's human. It's human. We human define human rights. They are also part of our species. We should consider it, but not. Let me give you another golden example of South Africa. You know, African countries are the most ones whose rights are demolished every day. They are the richest ones. They have minerals, billions they give to the world. This mic, the phones that you're using in your pockets, you have kept, they consist of integrated circuits. And those circuits are made up of minerals that are mined from these poor hands of the child laborers from South Africa. But we don't worry. We are using it. We are demanding from the companies, yes, you can bring those minerals that are mined from these poor hands. Around 54% of the children work there as child labor to provide minerals for the whole world. It's not about the speech that we speak on the stage and just end this. Take the example of your country, India. We Indians have only 10 million students and children who are working as child laborers. When you will go to Sector 4, you will just eat something, you will get a chai from a boy, you won't bother that human rights are demolished that time. We have to be aware. So what we have to do? We have to create awareness. We have to fight for them. We have to make them aware that to deny people human rights is to challenge their very humanity. It's not too late. Today it's Afghanistan, tomorrow that is Africa, China, everyone will be there.
Good morning to all my fellow human beings. I often wonder what makes us human. If I am to be very objective, scientific and logical, I would say that the three traits described as bipedalism, language and tool making makes us human. But what if a primate unlocks these features and evolves to be intelligent? Can we start calling, let's say, a chimpanzee a human? Or is it our emotions, feelings and social awareness that makes us human? But even our pets have emotions, feelings and some form of social awareness. So do they qualify as humans? In my opinion, no. So there are many answers about how to become human, but there is not a perfect answer. All of us take a certain amount of pride when we say we are human. According to Garud Puran, there are 84 lakh species, and after doing countless good deeds, we are born as humans. What is human rights? So according to United Nations, human rights are rights inherent to all human beings, regardless of race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion or any other status. Human rights means the right to life and liberty, freedom from slavery and torture, freedom of opinion and expression, and the right to work and education. And everyone is entitled to these rights without any discrimination. So, without any discrimination. So, the Hindu Vedas, the Babylonian Code of Hammurabi, the Bible, the Quran and the Analects of Confucius are some of the oldest sources which tells about the human rights and peoples and about their duties. So I wholeheartedly agree with the words of Nelson Mandela that to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. Human rights are not only essential for the quality of existence of an individual, but it is also essential for the effective functioning of a society. And talks about human rights or equality simply turn to nonsensical chatter until it is enforced through a written section. And so on December 10, 1948, it was adopted by the 56 members of United Nations, which tells us that how a legitimate government the creatures of Nazi concentration camp during World War II. I beg your pardon. I call them creatures and not humans or peoples or police or Jews because they were not treated like humans. I would rather be a dog if I am going to be treated like a dog than being a human. And if I am born as a human, I demand the same equality as all other people. So I would like to end with the great words of Mahatma Gandhi. The greatness of humanity is not in being human, but in being humane. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, Mrs. President, esteemed members of the United States Congress, Your Excellencies, ambassadors, and members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a fact of the human condition that each shall, like a meteor, a mere brave, passing moment in time and space, flit across the human stage and pass out of existence. Even the golden lads and lasses, as much as the chimney sweepers, come and tomorrow are no more. After them all, they leave the people, enduring, multiplying, permanent, except to the extent that the same humanity might abuse its own genius to humiliate life itself. And so, we have come to this auspicious hall of the Pentecostal Assembly School, not as pretenders to greatness, but as a particle of people whom we know to be noble and heroic, enduring, multiplying, permanent, rejoicing in the expectation and knowledge that their humanity will be reaffirmed and enlarged by open and unfettered communion with nations of the world. Our aspirations, we have come here to tell you and through you and your own people who are equally noble and heroic of the troubles and trials, the fond hopes and aspirations from the people from whom we originate. We believe that we know it as a fact that your kind and moving invitation for us to speak here derived from your own desire to convey a message according to your people and according to your humane purposes, by giving them an opportunity to say what they want of you and what they want to make of their relationship with you. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. We are glad that you merge with our own people and make it possible for us to emerge from the darkness of the prison cell. We all thank you sincerely for all you have done and count on you to persist on your noble endeavors. Let justice triumph. Let that day come now. Let us ensure that justice is triumphed without delay. Let us keep our arms locked together and form a solid phalanx against racism to ensure that day comes now. By our common actions, let us ensure that justice triumphs without any delay. When that has come to pass, then shall we all be entitled to acknowledge the salute when others says of us, blessed are the peacemakers. You have given us the power to join hands of all people of conscience, fight for the victory. Thank you for your kind invitation to speak here. And thank you for the welcome and attention you have accorded our Simply message.
Good morning to one and all present here. I, Akshita Singh, would like to greet you all on this auspicious occasion of inter-school declamation competition. To deny people the human rights is to challenge their very humanity. Human struggle for justice and equality has become very common. People work so hard, still their hardships are neglected. They are not given the rights that they deserve. People are abused, they are tortured, they face unfair trials. Every one of us has got the right to life, liberty and security of a person. If these rights are denied or taken away from us, we should fight for it. We can make a big difference in promoting peace, harmony, social development and lives of dignity for all of us. We can make the environment around us peaceful and we can make the environment around us very peaceful and spread harmony all around us by providing human rights to each and every one of us. Once we all are given the human rights that we deserve, the world will be surrounded by humanity. People will help each other, they'll support each other. Peace is the creation of an environment under which we can flourish irrespective of our caste, creed, gender, religion, color, and other social markers of difference. Just imagine, what will happen if your common rights are taken from you? Yes, common rights. Common rights in sense, the right to express your feelings, the right to explore your surroundings, right to innovate your ideas, right to create something new and many more. If these rights are denied to a person, he or she is going to be just like a lifeless living being. Let everyone be however they want to be. Let them be who they are. Let them gain the knowledge that they want to gain. Let them create whatever they want to create. No constitutional right is anything in front of these common rights that every one of us deserve. Humanity is the best ornament that we all possess. When human rights are taken away from us, people move out for protests. What happens? The environment turns out to be very envious, at the same time harmful too. Therefore, in order to avoid these kinds of situations, we should make sure that all the citizens are provided with the human rights that they deserve. Every child has got the right to be educated. Every family needs shelter and food. Every female has got the right to be an achiever. And every black person has got the right to stand anywhere and enjoy anywhere without any discrimination. We all are given the basic human rights based on common humanity, irrespective of our nationality, sex, and origin to any state. Usually, denial of rights takes place due to clashes of interest, sharp changes in the social and economic relationship. Therefore, we should provide human rights to each and every citizen because it is for all the people all around the world. Human rights are usually denied when someone breaks the law. But if you are a good person, a right person, nobody can take it from you. And if it happens, fight for it because it's your human right and you deserve it. That's all I would like to say today. Make sure that you protect your human rights, you enjoy your human rights, and also avail humanity to the entire world. Thank you.
A very warm and precious good morning to one and all present over here. This is Sonam Kumari of Standard 11, feeling glad to stand here in the campus of the Pentecostal Assembly for the English Declamation under the aegis of Dr. Radhakrishnan Sahodaya School Complex. As you all know, my topic is to deny people their human right is to challenge their very humanity. To impose on us a wretched life of hunger and deprivation is to dehumanize us. This above line is quoted by Honorable ex-president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, who was a symbol of human struggle for justice and equality. He stood up for what he believed in, no matter the cost. He fought against South Africa's apartheid government and ended up imprisoned. He wholeheartedly worked for improving lives of people. He wholeheartedly worked for improving the lives of people, and then human rights are entitled for everyone. Some of the rights include the right for equality to life and liberty, freedom from exploitations, freedom from slavery and torture, and many more rights. Education is entitled for everyone in their life, regardless of and without any discrimination, and human rights are inherited to each and every person regardless of their race, religion, language or nationality. Now let me share some data with you. That is, on 23rd May 2013, a young Manipuri girl was alleged to have been murdered in a rented apartment in the national capital. And on 24th January 2014, two young women were subject to racial taunts and molestations. And soon thereafter, on 29th January, a young student of Manipur was murdered in the national capital of our country. These cases shows us how the human rights were denied of those people and how it affected the humanity. For this, Dr. D.Y. Dhyan Chandrachud had advocated under Article 32 of our Constitution, which states in the public interest for the dignity of and to lay the guidelines for the acts against the discriminations with the northeastern state people who have moved to the other parts of the country in the search of employment and education. He has drawn attention towards such as prevalent discrimination violates under the duty of Article 51A, which is to promote harmony and brotherhood. Human rights are the foundation of human dignity and the cornerstone of peaceful, inclusive, fair, equal and prosperous society. Human rights can only make it possible for a community to exist in peace and harmony. Thank you.
I was sitting in my room and suddenly I heard some noise. Are you going to become a judge or a collector after completing your studies? Oh mama, why don't you understand that I want to complete my studies. I don't want to get married at this early age. Shut up. You have to do what your father is saying. This conversation was going between my housemaid and her daughter. A 15-year-old girl was requesting her mother for her basic right to education. Good morning, judges, teachers, boys and girls of all ages. I am Aditya and today I'll be talking about human rights. Human rights are a set of rights which every human is entitled to. Every human is inherited with these basic rights, no matter what caste, gender, economic status they belong to. Human right is very important for making sure that everyone is getting treated equally. Moreover, human right safeguards the interest of citizen, and you are liable to have human rights if you are a human being. They will help you in giving life full of happiness and prosperity. Human rights can essentially categorized into two parts: civil and political rights and social rights. This classification is important because it clears the concept of human rights further, plus it realizes humans their role in different spheres. When we talk about civil and political rights, we refer to those rights which limits the government authorities that may affect individuals' freedom. Moreover, these rights allow humans to contribute in the involvement of government in addition to determination of law as well. Next up, the social right. Social rights of people guide the government to encourage, to plan various ways which will help in improving quality life of people. Then we can say that human right is very important for overall development of a country and individual on a personal level. If we take a look on these basic rights, how they look: right to life, freedom of practicing any religion, freedom of movement. These basic rights play a major role in development of any human. Right to life ensures that nobody will kill you and thus safeguard your peace of mind. Freedom of movement helps in the mobilization and ensures that no one gets restricted from traveling and residing in any state of their own choice. Freedom of practicing any religions allow us to practice any religion of our own choice. In short, we can say that human right is very important for a happy living of human being. But nowadays they are violated endlessly. We need to come together and tackle this issue. Governments and citizens work together to protect each other, and this will lead to happiness and prosperity all over the world. At last, I want us to promise ourselves that neither we violate others' right nor let others to violate our rights. Thank you and have a grateful day ahead.
Do you know, next year I'll turn 18. I'm so excited about the fact that I'll get to vote. What if somebody comes and tells me you no longer enjoy the universal adult franchise? Absurd, right? What is more absurd that some human never gets the right to be human? Funny and alarming at the same time. Hari Om everyone, I'm Kunal Raj standing before you all to deliver my thought on the topic. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. What I believe is human rights are as important as food, water or oxygen. No human can survive a single day without human right. We do see a lot of discrimination, racism, partition and difference in our daily life. We think that is normal. Let us ask ourselves, is it really normal? No, it is not. We all are undeniably on the same page as humans. For the sake of fraternity, we all are equal. Let us talk about the atrocities, the cruelties that Mother Earth has cradled. We are no longer hidden to that. One classic case is the racism in South Africa, which was brought to justice by Sir Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was a great freedom fighter. He did not only teach us to fight for our country, but for the whole mankind. As he rightly said, to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. We as humans brag about the technologies we have made. We as humans talk about the infrastructure we have made. But as humans, have we even evolved? Let us take a peek into that. Holocaust, horrifying, racism, ruthless, witch trials, hallucinating. These all things come together in our mind. These are all events of past, but have we really evolved? Nonetheless, we are still the same. In the era of flying cars, we are mere witnesses to flying mockery, exploitation and racism. Is this the life we wanted to live in? Is this the modern society we want to live in? No, this is not the society. We as a united community, also known as humanity, stand no ground to discriminate, to condemn or to approve somebody of their life choices. They are free to do whatever they want to do until they violate any other human rights. You may be the protagonist of your own story. Everyone over here is a hero of their own story. That doesn't mean everybody else is a villain. That doesn't mean everybody else is an antagonist. We know that everybody has different personality. Everybody is unique. But we also know that there is unity in diversity. Different is not wrong. Wrong is wrong. Being different doesn't mean being wrong. If you get this notion, then you will be very aware of the notion that people have life choices and that's very right to exist, to coexist with everybody else. Now, as we lead to the conclusion of my speech, I would like to add one more quote from Sir Nelson Mandela, that is, education is the most powerful weapon that can be used to change the world. I would like to repeat it. Education is the most powerful weapon which can be used to change the world. Now, this emphasizes on the conviction that education makes us wise. Education makes us knowledgeable. Education gives us the potential to differentiate between what is wrong, what is right. But that doesn't give us the ability to judge people, to condemn them from whatever they want to do. Now, as I move on, I would like to thank you all for being these patient listeners, and long live humanity. Hari Om.
I have a dream that one day this world will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. These truths are self-evident that all men are created equal. Good morning, everyone. Today, I stand here on the occasion of Human Rights Day to speak on the topic. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. We are on the threshold of a new era with the evolving thoughts of the new generation. What will the legacy of this vanishing era and generation be? Surely it will be judged, and judged severely. These failures have cast a dark shadow over humanity. Terrorist attacks, Taliban regime, Russia-Ukraine war, the various inhuman crimes committed in different parts of the world. So much violence, so much discrimination, and so much of indifference. Indifference is not a response. Indifference is not a beginning, it is an end. And therefore, indifference is always the friend of the enemy, for it benefits the aggressor, never the victim, whose pain is magnified when he or she feels forgotten. The prisoners in the cell, the hungry children, the homeless refugees, not to respond to their plight, is to exile them from human memory. And in denying their human rights, we betray our own humanity. What is humanity? Some of you might not know. Humanity is not just a system of beliefs and virtues, but a powerful ideology representing every man. Humanity is an embodiment of unity as well as diversity, individualism as well as socialism, agreements as well as disagreements. The greatness of humanity is not just in being human, but realizing its very essence, that is love, hope, faith, integrity, compassion, and the inalienable rights. Where after all do universal human rights begin? In small places close to home, which cannot be seen on any map of the world. Unless these rights have meaning there, they have little meaning anywhere, because the rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. Can we be aware of a call for universal human rights when we are so rigid, inflexible, and exclusive in our social, cultural, and political outlook? There is at present a continuous war of groups and communities, the rulers and the ruled, in our body political and body social, from which all conception of humanity and tolerance, all notions of humility and respect have disappeared. Bigotry, intolerance, and exclusiveness sit enthroned in their stead. The magnificent Bhagavad Gita illuminated the firmament of human civilization with the beautiful message which says, "Be you all ever fused in the endless, unbroken, and the continuous consciousness of the supreme truth, that is humanity." All the human beings are the same as I am. All the human beings have the same rights as I have. Therefore, let us first be human and then lay down the contents, qualities, and interrelations of human rights. I dream of a world where man, no other man will scorn, where love will bless the earth and peace its path adorn, where all will know sweet freedom's way, where whatever race you be, black or white, will share the bounties of the earth, and every man is free, where wretchedness will hang its head, and joy like a pearl attends the needs of all mankind. Of such I dream my world. Thank you.
A very warm and pleasant good morning to one and all present over here. I am Nandini Kumari of Standard 12, standing in front of you all for a declamation on today's topic. The quotation, "To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity." was quoted by the first black president of South Africa, Sir Nelson Mandela, an inspiration personality who played a big role in the abolishment of apartheid system from South Africa. Now, you may have started wondering about apartheid system. So basically, apartheid is a system in which the black people suffer because of the white people. The white people oppress them. So, let us first come to know about the human rights. The rights inherent to all human beings, regardless of their race, sex, nationality, or any other status, is what we call as human rights. It's our human rights that today we are involved in so many practices. There is peace in the world, equality according to the constitution of the countries, and most importantly, we have democracy in maximum parts of the world. The democracy provides its citizens certain fundamental rights to make its citizens feel free and secure in their nation. Our constitution also provides us the following 6 fundamental rights: right to equality, right to freedom of religion, right to freedom of speech and expression, right against exploitation, and right to constitutional remedies. Even I am standing here and speaking in front of you all is one of my fundamental rights. Human rights recognize our freedom to make choices about our life and to develop our potential as a human being. Human rights are needed to protect and preserve. Human rights are needed to protect and preserve every individual's humanity, to ensure that every individual can have a life of dignity and a life that is worthy of a human being. After an enormous loss of life in the Second World War, the United Nations signed a Universal Declaration of Human Rights on 10th December 1948 that enshrines the freedom and rights of the human beings. And for that, today we are celebrating Human Rights Day. Without the human rights in the world, there will be no peace, no stability, no freedom, no equality, and neither democracy. No rights of the people. Democracy provides us rights, we all know. But what if we don't have rights? The humans will turn into rebellions, and that will be a great threat for the world's peace. Today also, in most parts of the world, the people are restricted to expression in about 77 countries. They are, and thank you.
He might be wearing a turban, though I'm donning a cap. He may be sporting a tilak while she is carrying a cross. We all were born humans, though we converted to Buddhist or Jew. Don't look at my religion, my faith is same as you. The land that I was born in prayed God with a different name. I was brought up in a family that gave me this surname. I was born me by chance, I might have been you. Don't look at my ethnicity, my spirit is same as you. We rise with distinct nation, with different threats and needs. Let's not imperil our future with our futile wars and greeds. There's not always a culprit, we both can be true. Don't look at my flag, my pride is same as you. Honorable jury members, respected teachers, and all my dear opponents, a very scintillating morning to one and all present over here. I, Urus Toki, stand before you to deliver my speech on the topic, to deny people their human right is to challenge their very humanity. This is one of the eminent quotation given by one of the bravest leader and the first black president of South Africa, none other than Nelson Mandela. Human right means right to life, liberty, equality, dignity of an individual irrespective of caste, creed or sex. These human rights are the basic rights and are required to be protected for the peaceful existence of a human being. Cases of violence, murder, threat, rape, death due to starvation, death due to dowry, sexual harassment have been rampant in the society. Also, the cases related to the dowry have been since many long years back. Even the abject poverty prevailing in the society denies millions of poor from their basic rights. Also, child labor, bonded labor, and illiteracy are the various vulnerable points of it. Also, the rights of the women are violated from birth to death. Even the rights of the woman to take birth is taken away with the sex determination test and termination of female fetus. Ours is a male-dominated society where women are considered to be the subordinates of men. In most of the cases, women do not enjoy their freedom at all. First, they have to live according to the wishes of their parents, after marriage, according to the wishes of their husband, and during their old age, according to the convenience of their son and daughter-in-law. The National Human Rights Commission has been able to touch the tip of the iceberg of the problems related to the human right violation, but it cannot be blamed alone when the whole society is culpable of it. As we all know that every human being sitting here should know their rights and have to fight for it. So it is not the only proceedings and it's not the only responsibility of the NHRC to look upon these rights. Also, all the National Commission and the police station cannot police every nook or corner of the country. It is we, the people, it is we, the civilized citizen of the country that has to rise to the occasion. No one will come up if you don't speak up for yourself. Once Swami Vivekananda said, "Self in you is self everywhere." I repeat, self in you is self everywhere. Don't forget to raise your voice and fight for your rights. Thank you everyone. Have a wonderful day ahead.
A very good day to all of you. First of all, I am so much pampered in this wonderful complex whenever I have stepped into Pentecostal Assembly School. Everyone is there to pamper me, right from Rita Di and Dr. Prasad. Daniel, of course, my own child, and Karuna now. Good morning, Father Reggie. Good morning, Mr. Singh. And Shweta, thank you so much for the kind words. And I would say one thing to you all. I am zapped because we all of us sitting here, I think we relate, the teachers relate because I belong to the teaching fraternity. And besides, I do a lot of camps and with young children, and it is always a very huge learning experience. Coming as a judge has always been very fruitful because it has added to my personal growth. And been to various schools, even for the Sahodaya competitions, whether it be group singing or dancing, and now it's the declamation. To hear the young talent budding and seeing them grow in front of us, I think is nothing less than an inspiration by itself. Why I say it's learning? Because when you hear the young adults, you realize where you are lacking. Sometimes even as adults, we try to suppress the voice of others. Nahi, hum hi to sahi hai. And then we get to realize where we are making the mistake. So, to suppress somebody's voice deliberately is nothing less than a crime. I thoroughly appreciated the personal references that were brought into context by the wonderful and the very eloquent speakers of the day. And as I said, I have picked up so many points, so many points that I'm very sure to be using them in any of my workshops. Very soon I'll be taking a team to Nepal for a cultural exchange, and there I get to meet a young group again between 20 to 30 for not only a cultural exchange, but it's going to be a world peace conflict resolution seminar also. And hence, we get to hear another huge another banner under which, the young adults will be talking and the adults will be talking. And to deny anything that is valid and that is human to anybody is wrong. And I don't see any necessity to be talking about that, because you all have spoken it all. And remember, मेरी आवाज़ ही पहचान है. So never let it get suppressed. Speak and stand up for what is right, and not only what is right for you, but also what is right for the people around you. So let us together make this world, make this earth, make this planet a wonderful place to be. Thank you so much for having me.
Very happy Human Rights Day. First of all, I must congratulate all the participants. All of them spoke beautifully well. And they gave a tough situation for us judges to decide who should get more marks. Today I am feeling very happy, because long ago, on this very day, the human rights were adopted by UNO, one of the most august organizations. But the same human rights are now being discussed by even children of class 9. That is a great and very hopeful change which has come in the world. Now the world has started to recognize the importance of human rights. I remember, just maybe till the half of the last century, the human rights were not an important issue. The most important issue used to be human survival. Surviving from wars, surviving from cruel rulers and dictators, surviving from hunger, famine and disease. But now, the world has recognized, it had become aware that survival of human beings will be totally meaningless if they are not provided with human rights. Without human rights, survival of humans will be just survival of other creatures, animals. When we are talking of human rights, I remember one of my favorite quotations from Voltaire. This is about freedom of speech. He said, "I do not agree with what you are saying. I do not agree with what you are saying, but I'll fight with my life for your right to say it." And who can forget Immanuel Kant, who said every human being has got some worth. Even a criminal has got a worth. And his worth should be respected. And that is why now I say to all young people sitting here, I bless them that in their future life, they will have the opportunity to enjoy all human rights, and they will have all the respect and dignity which they deserve as human beings. Thank you.
A big thank you to the Pentecostal School, Shweta ma'am, and the principal for inviting me. It's a really great honor to be a part of this, to judge you people. I am really mesmerized. The way you have spoken, this 4-minute incredible, impeccable discourse of yours was really heart-touching. I was really impressed by the way you have spoken. I've already shared my experiences before. It was really a hard time for all of the 3 judges to actually decide who would be the winner. Because at the end of the day, I personally feel that all of you guys are winners. Only thing is that we have to attach a cardinal number to decide, as per the game, the rule, that somebody has to be winner. All of you have spoken really well, and have drawn instances from real life, which is Malala is one instance of Pakistan, speaking about the human rights. And each one of you have taken instances from daily routines of life, how human rights are challenged and how we fight for human rights, and that too rightly on the today being the Human Rights Day. I really think that what is required today, when you see forth in the days to come, how do we adapt to the kind of changes which is coming into the education, right to education, and the digitalization of the systems, the information technology highway, and how it's becoming a challenge to all of us that how do we survive in the tomorrow's society? Because it will be a totally competitive world. Because if tomorrow, with the internet touching the nook and corner of the society, every village will have internet connectivity, a 5G or a 4G. A smallest person, maybe a rich or a poor, will have access to information. That is a good thing on one side, and the other side, it will bring a challenge to all of us that we have to compete with the best brains in the world. So that is again a challenge, but today I'm really happy to be a part of this august gathering of such lovely people, such knowledgeable people. Thank you, Pentecostal. Thank you, Shweta ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Principal. It's a great honor to be part of this. Thank you.
Every opportunity gives us learning, as Ma'am Chandrima just said, that, we grow. When we even stand here or take part in an event like this, because learning never ends, right? We are also learning, and with the change that has come in, I only like to emphasize, and what strikes me this morning is, we are talking about human rights. Let's not forget to be human. That's something which always bothers me. And I think for every one of you, even with your rights, even with your freedom of speech, we must have a balance to know that we are human beings and we have feeling, we have emotions, we need love, we need care for one another. Only knowledge will not help. We have to put it into practice. We have to put it into practice. And as rightly said, that you are the future of our country. I think when you go back today, how will you rate yourself? Not on the basis of what has been judged today, because judging was very difficult. I can see all the three judges struggling to put their pen down and, to really demarcate. But that is not the real winning. The real winning is when you go out of this hall, when you go back to your schools, where you will really begin to reflect upon your own self. Where have I grown? How many of you have grown in this event today? No? Few hands? You think your growing is only when you come first, second, third? No, I don't think that's not true. Every one of us have enjoyed this event this morning, and you have been able to also see yourself where you stand, your talent that God has put in you. I always say this line, no one is a Xerox copy of anyone sitting here. And that's what I believe, that statement. That's how I, worked and took the school up. And I always looked at what talent I had and how God had blessed. And I think the same message goes to you. You have so much of potential in you, and you are unique. No one is like you. What you can do, someone else can't do. So go out into the world and into your school environment, society, reach out to others, and also remember that you have a great future, and we are looking forward. Who knows, great eminent people are sitting here this morning, right? Yes, thank you very much, and God bless you.
Now I will call upon the names of the schools and the participating students and the escort teacher need to come on the stage. This is the memento that you will be receiving for participation. Sardar Patel Public School. May I request the escort teacher, Vijay Kumar sir, to kindly come with their participants. Guru Govind Singh Public School, escort teacher Mr. Anand Prakash sir, and their participants kindly come on stage. I call upon MGM Higher Secondary School escort teacher Mrs. Chandra Kumari and the participants to kindly come on stage. I request the escort teacher Nandlal Goswami sir from ARS Public School to kindly come with her participants. May I please request Mr. Jeevan Ekka sir from Delhi Public School Chas to come with their participants on the stage, please. May I please request Mrs. Poonam Chaudhary, escort teacher from Bokaro Public School, to come on to the stage with her participants. May I request the escort teacher and participants from Mithila Academy to kindly come on stage, please. Escort teacher and participant from Dr. Karuna Prasad Public School, you are requested to kindly come on the stage, please. I request escort teacher from Delhi Public School Sector 4 to kindly come on the stage. I call upon Chinmaya Vidyalaya, escort teacher, to kindly come on the stage, please. Guru Govind Singh Public School Chas, escort teacher and student, kindly come on the stage. Sri Ayyappa Public School, escort teacher and participant, you are requested to come on the stage, please. So we are starting with the secondary, the first category for students 9 and 10, and the third position goes to Arshi Bhardwaj from Sri Ayyappa Public School. Arshi Bhardwaj gets the third position in inter-school declamation competition. Arshi Bhardwaj. What an honor to announce the second winner, Anjali Kumari. Anjali Kumari from Guru Govind Singh Public School Chas gets the second position in the inter-school English declamation competition. A bigger round of applause for Anjali Kumari, Guru Govind Singh Public School, Chas. And any guesses for the winner? I proudly announce Laiba Usmani from Chinmaya Vidyalaya gets the first position in inter-school English declamation competition exuberantly hosted at the Pentecostal Assembly School. A very, very big round of applause for the winner for today. That was the result for declamation for the students of 9 and 10. And now we have the senior secondary results. The third position goes to Aditya Aryan of ARS Public School. Aditya Aryan of ARS Public School. A big round of applause for Aditya Aryan. I think it can be thunderous. It gives me immense pleasure to announce that second position goes to Kunal Raj of Chinmaya Vidyalaya. Kunal Raj of Chinmaya Vidyalaya gets the second position in inter-school declamation competition. And again, any guesses for the first position? It takes me great pride and privilege and honor to announce that Samriddhi Pratap Dubey from Delhi Public School Sector 4 gets the first position in inter-school declamation competition. A big round of applause for Samriddhi. It can be thunderous, loud. As we said, you all are winners. And I'm very, very sure our judges had a very difficult task judging. And it has indeed a privilege and honor to have you all amidst us. May I request our principal ma'am to kindly come on. We have a small token of our love and appreciation, a small memento for Shantanu sir. Thank you so much, sir. And a handmade card by our students. Chandrima ma'am, we were truly delighted to have you. And I'm sure all of us, it is the greatest honor to have Sheila Roy ma'am with us today.
Very good morning and Jain to one and all. Respected CEO of Pentecostal Assembly School, Rita ma'am, Treasurer Dr. R.K. Sahodaya School, Bokaro, Isle City, Father Varghese, Principal MGM Higher Secondary School, Principal of Pentecostal Assembly School, Dr.Karuna Prasad, all the esteemed teachers, talented speakers, young orators, especially all respected and honorable judges who came all the way to make evaluation of the proficiency of all the children who are really wonderful speakers. It's indeed a proud privilege for me to be part of today's wonderful event. I could hear only children speaking quite well, and I was lucky enough to listen to the winner of senior group from Delhi Public School. Children are really, in fact, having lots of ideas. They are bubbling with energies. To my mind, great people talk about ideas. Mediocre people talk about events. And the average people talk about individuals. An idea rules the world. Knowledge is power. I've really seen, in fact, how powerful and positive you are. You are indeed a very good cogent and candid speaker. You have spoken your mind. It is said speech is silver and silence is gold. But you spoke so well on the topic that is to deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. I feel we deserve the rights which are demanded, not denied. All of you have in fact reflected upon the spirit of humanity. We need to just coexist with all the counterparts, all the human beings remaining on the same planet. Whether it is love, care, compassion, feelings, all together we are undivided. You have spoken about human grace, dignity, decorum. It was indeed a beautiful experience for me to listen to all guys. I'm so happy. It is really said कि चंदन है इस देश की माटी, तपोभूम हर ग्राम है, हर बाला देवी की प्रतिमा बच्चा बच्चा राम है. I have seen, I have felt it here. And the glorious scriptures of our country, India, always speak about, Ayam nija parveti garna laguche sam udar chirta naam tum vasdhev tum kutumbakam. सारी वसुधा ही हमारा परिवार है. आज के डिक्लेमेशन के मर्म को समझना बहुत आवश्यक है. एक दिन ढह जाओगे मत घर बनो, हो सके तो नींव का पत्थर बनो. नींव का पत्थर है ह्यूमैनिटी. Today I have noted your thought process, your perception, your perspective on the given topic. You are speakers in the making. You are having, I would say, uncanny talent. That's indeed, in fact, deserves all accolade and appreciations. I request people to just put your hands together for all these children. They are very smart, talented. Really, the level of proficiency, as I spoke a little while ago with the Judge Chandrama ma'am, it has really gone up. It is really going to fill me with a sense of satisfaction that our kids, our children, are well equipped with all the proficiency, all the skills. And to my mind, as an English teacher, I feel that communication is the base of all leadership. And in order to become a good speaker, you have to be a good listener. Now, as a joint secretary of Dr. R.K. Sahodaya School, Bokaro, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to CAO Madam Rita ma'am, and in particular Dr.Karuna Prasad ma'am, who has always been there to extend all support for providing munch and platform to Dr. R.K. Sahodaya Complex. So I would like you to please put hands together for Karuna ma'am, wonderfully organized. Wonderfully organized. Father, please. It was indeed a great, in fact, learning experience for me. A teacher, learning never ends. There is no limit to load. I would like to thank all the principals, all my friends and counterparts for sending participation, for sending entries in the children well on time. हमारे सभी जो मित्र हैं, जो प्रिंसिपल मित्र हैं, प्राचार्य लोगों को आप जो प्राचार्य महोदय हैं, उनको मेरी तरफ शुभकामनाएं दीजिए. And please do send my congratulations and best wishes to all the principals who have taken all pain to send their children today for this event. I would like to thank all the people present in the hall today and all the stakeholders and all the people who have really contributed in making today's event and competitions a great success. So I would like to request our father, Verghese, to just hand over a small, a small token of respect and love to Karuna ma'am on behalf of Dr. R.K. Sahodaya. Oh yeah.